Most people hit a plateau in their shooting and stay there. They show up, throw rounds downrange, and call it practice. But what if I told you the best shooters don't just shoot better, they shoot smarter? In this video, I'm breaking down 5 real-world methods that will actually make you a better shooter. No fluff, no gimmicks, just the habits that separate average from capable. Let's get it. Hey guys, another Prepared American here today, and we are going to be talking about the 5 things you can do to make you a better shooter. As the intro told and showed, we're going to be going over some of that stuff today. So just for background, I've trained shooters from beginner to advanced, both military, law enforcement, and civilians, which is who I'm trying to get to right now, guys, trying to get those prepared Americans more prepared. These 5 things will consistently push them to be better, whether you're training for concealed carry, home defense, or competitions. So the first tip that I have for you guys is dry fire. Doing dry fire in and of itself is awesome. So for anyone that doesn't know, we'll show you. Clear. Dry fire is whenever you pull the trigger on your gun and nothing happens. And what you're doing is, let's say I'm aiming at that bike hanging from the ceiling. I line up my sights, and I do all the same things I would for live fire training, except with no bullets. Makes it more cost efficient, makes it something you can do at home. And this is an awesome way to practice your draw, practice transitioning between targets, but there's one downside. Every time you do it, you have to rack your slide. And because of that, it can cause training scars. I've seen people who went from dry firing a lot to they go in the range, and the first round they fire, they go like this, and they're like, oh, I don't have to do that, my gun did it for me. Because on most semi-automatic firearms, it does it for you unless you have an issue. So one cool way that we can get around that is with a dry fire mag. Now, this is a company, this isn't a sponsor, they probably don't even know I exist, so it is still clear. The first pull, super heavy. But that set the spring. So now I can go up, I can pull the trigger multiple times. It resets your trigger for you. So I can be here, I can boom, 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 boom. And it's not a one-to-one of your trigger, but it is a neat tool, right? So all of these things are tools for the toolbox. They do not replace live fire training, because ultimately that will be the best thing you can do. Shoot more rounds. Who would have thought that's how you get better, right? But doing these things, the constant repetitions, build the neural pathways in your brain to know, oh, I need to draw, present, push out, and do the thing. And that helps you whenever you go to live fire. It saves money, it saves time. It's something you can do every night while you're watching TV. You can sit there and let your wife judge you while you're sitting there on the couch shooting at the dudes on the TV. And again, we're always making sure the gun's safe. There's no bullets in it, because we don't actually want to shoot our TV. One other thing that you can use is the Mantis program. So the MantisX is an awesome program. Again, not sponsored. They don't know I exist, but I've used them for years and they're awesome. They really do make it feel more like a game. So if you're like ADHD minded or game minded and you like to do stuff like that, that makes it a challenge to you, it interfaces exactly like a game. And I'll throw up some quick little snippets from their app and show you what it looks like, show you how it functions and stuff like that, to show you how cool it is. It's a free app, no subscription. You buy the thing, they retail for anywhere from $140 to $300 depending on what you get, and it's awesome. Awesome training tool. Not perfect, but it is awesome. That puts us on to point number 2, live fire drills with intention. So there's a difference between mag dumping into trash and using structured drills that are made to force you to get better. Mag dumping into trash is fun.
Magic trick. Ta-da!
And having fun on the range has its place, but also if you're in this mindset where you're trying to get better and push yourself, you need to have a structured program or something, or an objective that you're trying to get to. If I want to shoot faster, I'm going to force myself to shoot faster with a timer. Again, another tool. Because I'm like, wow, that took me 4 seconds to draw and shoot one in the head. It's like, I should be faster, and you can push that and use that as a metric. Some drills that I like to do that have a lot of intention behind them and have real world application are a 2 reload 2. So I'm here, I'm shooting, bang, bang, gun goes dry, I reload, shoot 2 more times, because if you're in the real world, you're probably gonna have to shoot more than once. And if you're having to reload under fire, you're gonna need to reload fast and probably shoot again. And again, having that recoil management, constant sight picture, good trigger prep, all that stuff is going to go a long way in that short little drill. It's only 4 rounds, but you're learning a lot and you're working a lot of different pieces of your puzzle. Another one, it's a classic, it's the bill drill. It's 6 rounds at 7 yards, I believe. You're trying to hit a zone of an IPSC style target. Example, I'll put up a picture so if you don't know what I'm talking about. But it has different zones. A zone is ideal because it's this important stuff right here. You want to hit all of them in there as fast as you can. And so it is presentation, draw, boom, 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 boom. I think that was 6, and you'll probably do that a million times when you're doing bill drills. Like, I think that was 6. Eventually you get a hang for it based off the sound. But yeah, so bill drill, awesome. Works on a lot of different fundamentals. Next is a throttle control grill. So grill? We're not grilling, we're killing. Cut that. We're drilling. The throttle control drill is 3 up close shots and then 3 further away shots. So this is working on that up close, bang, 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 and then transition to something far away, boom, boom, boom. So that way you have to work on taking your time. You can do it opposite as well. So going from far to near, being able to up your responsiveness to threats at different distances. Obviously, if something's closer, you want to shoot it faster, and you can also shoot it faster because it's closer. So it works out. All that being said, wasted ammo is wasted learning and wasted money, because for most of us, ammo isn't free. Same for me. Ammo is not free. I don't get any free ammo. It's just the way of life. And so we have to make every round count. I'll be coming out with a 50 round count series, like course of fire, that you can do for a rifle or pistol. That'll work on all your fundamentals and make you a better shooter. I'll be putting that out here soon. On to point 3. So using a timer. I already mentioned it briefly, but using a timer is one of the best things you can do to force yourself to get better. You can do it with dry fire and live fire. The problem with the dry fire, obviously, so for this guy, the packed, I think it's the packed 3. You hit go, it turns on. You press go again. It has a delay. You can change that. It beeps. That was really loud. And I shoot, and it would, so if I'm here, so I didn't pick that up because it's not loud enough. But you hit the top of it, and it stops the timer. So that was at 10:99. Hit it again, 15:14. Again, 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 again. And it keeps track of all those hits, those shots fired. The problem with that for the dry fire, obviously you're dry firing, so you would just have to be looking at it. Or if you're doing it on the Mantis program, it keeps track of your time for you. So, you know, one more plug for the Mantis there. Again, not sponsored, they're just really cool and I've used them for a long time, so I trust them to be used as a training aid for you. But with live fire, it's awesome because you can use one of these guys. You can pick them up much cheaper than a packed. It was the one that was cool at the time, so I got it. Whatever. It's lasted me a few years, so it seems worth it. But yeah, timing yourself during live fire exercise is an awesome way to push yourself and compete against yourself, because ultimately that's who, you know, you want to be better than a bad guy potentially, but they probably don't train really. And so pushing yourself against yourself is the best way to do it. Plus it makes it more fun. It shows your deficiencies in your gear as well, because if you have poorly placed reloads or your holster's at a weird angle or something like that, or your shirt is like super baggy or it's way too tight and you can't clear your garment to draw, those are all things you'll learn under time, because now you're kind of freaking out, and it'll force you to change those things or work around them or figure out how you can mitigate those things. Point 4, which is taking notes. So taking notes is a super important step of getting better, like, again, using intention when we go train. So if we're being intentional in our training, we also want to write down what we're doing. Whenever you go to the gym, you probably have a gym app that keeps track of your lifts. If you're not, you should, because that's how to optimize your training. You know, I don't remember what I deadlifted 3 weeks ago at what percentage and for how long it took me between rests. Like, I don't remember that off the top of my head, so I write it down, whether it's in an app or in a physical notebook. I have this guy, and it's been full of stuff just over and over again. This is a Right in the Rain, so it's waterproof. You don't need anything like that. You can get those. They're awesome. I like them. Again, not sponsored, but they're cool and they work well. So I'm recommending them. It tracks your progress. You can also log any gear issues or magazine issues or ammo problems. You can keep all of your ammunition data. So anytime you're like using a chronograph or you're shooting groups or you're trying to get dope for a long range gun, like there's lots of different things that your notebook will come super in handy for. And it also saves you money and time because you don't have to sit there and like try to remember or redo drills you've already done. Why waste your time doing that when you can just look back like, oh, I have shot this drill on an average of 2 to 3 seconds. Let's see if I can do it faster today. And then you already have that goal set for the day. And that takes us into step 5, which I think is probably the most important step, and it's surrounding yourself with better shooters. So if you can get rid of your ego and prioritize the community of shooting and of preparing, that's how you'll get better. Ultimately, we can't do any of this on our own. Sure, shooting is if you're doing it for sport, it's a single person sport. You're doing it by yourself. But you get so much better when you train with people. It makes it more fun. It makes it more engaging. It challenges you because if you're shooting with people better than you, you want to be like them. You want to be better than them. And again, it's not trying to outclass them. It's just trying to push yourself to be better. And hopefully your friends are doing the same for you. They're pushing you to be better. And ultimately that's what we all want. We just want a community to be a part of. And those being more prepared is a better community because we can't do this alone. As much as some cool guy movies make us want to go lone wolf and go do some crazy stuff, probably not that guy. And so because of that, surrounding yourself with better shooters is my #1 tip on how to get better. I'll post some screenshots of my placements compared to my friends that I shoot with at competitions to show you like, I am not a perfect shooter. I am not the best shooter at every single place I go to. I'm a good shooter, sure, but I keep better guys around me because I want to have a goal to get better and have like tips from those guys and watch them. And watching is learning. It's awesome. So finally, I encourage you guys to pick one of these to implement today. Dry fire is an easy one. You can do it 5-10 minutes a day, every day. I do it leading up to competitions. I got one coming up this weekend. It is a game changer. Whenever you do dry fire consistently and you're doing your draws, you're transitioning targets, it makes a world of difference when you go up and you're actually under time, under a little bit of stress, and you're shooting. If this helped you, drop a comment with your current training regimen or whatever you're doing, what your goal is, and make sure you subscribe for more real-world tips that make you more capable, more prepared, and more confident in your shooting ability, as well as your friends, because again, it's all about community. I appreciate everyone who watches, and as always, stay hydrated, stay strapped, and stay blessed, guys. Thanks.